Hi everyone, and welcome to Cooking with Cricket. Today I'm going to show you a little happy accident that I did a couple of weeks ago that turned out to be the best chicken I've ever made. And I've made seasoned chicken before, and if you don't like me doing long introductions, you can fast forward. But I'm going to tell how this came to be. A couple of weeks ago, I had some chicken breast tenderloins laid out. I was tired that day. Most of y'all know I have bad neck, bad foot, bad knee. I was aching. I'd kept the baby all day. I'd already made my homemade biscuits and set them in the refrigerator. Done sliced my potatoes earlier in the day when the baby naps. Was cooking the potatoes on a very high temperature. I was making my thinly sliced butter and garlic potatoes that need to cook on a high temperature. And was just going to throw the chicken in a pan with some salt and pepper and just bake it in the oven. You know, and then cook a few vegetables on top of the stove. You know, my daughter, what are we having for supper? I told her, please mama, batter the chicken. Please mama. I'm like, no, I don't want to. I just want to put it in the oven, go to bed, or sit in the bed, you know, while it cooks. Just blah, blah, blah. So she kept on. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll just do it. So I'm kind of aggravated. But actually, this turned out to be some of the best chicken I ever made. And now my family has, even I liked it. Y'all know I don't really do a lot of meat for myself. It's good. So I will hush, and now we'll get talking. I'm not even really going to list the ingredients down below. I may or may not, because you can season your chicken the way you want to. And I'm kind of just doing this for me so I can remember it while it's still fresh in my memory. So what I start off with, and it depends on how much chicken that you're making. I'm making quite a lot, and I prefer to make a lot of batter, or a lot of my coating, instead of not enough and have to stop, you know, wash up and all we've messed with raw chicken to remake some more. So, and I tend to use my plain flour for stuff like this, and leave my self-rising flour for biscuits and stuff like that. So, I have about 2 cups of flour in here. I might not need it all. And that's fine. Mixed it with a little whisk to kind of sift it and get out any lumps that may be in there. Okay, and my amounts will be larger that I'm using that I did the other night. Because the other night I didn't cook this much. Just, it depends on how much you're going to be making. I like to use kosher salt for cooking. And I do like to add a lot of it. So remember, it's just going to be distributed in the flour. So that's about a good tablespoon. And then also a lot of ground black pepper. So then I also took some paprika. And just, it's really just for the color of it. But I had a good bit. If you watched many of my cooking videos, you know I love my parsley. There it goes. And then some onion powder, not onion salt, but onion powder. Add about a tablespoon of it. And the same thing with garlic powder. Garlic and chicken goes really well. And then I do put some chili powder in there. And then for a little bit more heat, I do put some cayenne pepper. And that really is according to your taste. Not a lot, because I can't do spicy. But my family loves it. But since this is a lot of flour, I'm going to put there. That's 4 good pinches. So, and then also I have some of this Weber roasted garlic and herb seasoning. I just threw some of that in there. Going to use the rest that's in there. And you can also, if you have some dry ranch seasoning, the ranch mix to dry, you can add some of that, but sometimes it makes it real sticky. But I didn't add it the other night, so I'm not going to add it tonight. And then I just mixed this up real good. I looked at it and see if it needed to be seasoned just a little bit more, because my mixture almost had a red tint to it. Alright, that looks good to me. So now let me get my chicken ready to dip. Now I've got one of the largest baking pans that I have, and I lined it real good with some tin foil. And because I don't want my chicken really touching each other, so I remember I always do spray mine with some the cooking spray. Spray it real good because chicken does tend to seem to want to stick. And in my mind, this stays stationary. But I also want some liquid oil on there too to help with the frying action. And I remember that night I actually poured too much. Couldn't really do nothing about it. So, and remember, this is me. I'm feeding my family, and excuse the lighting this time of the day, it's horrible. But I do try to spread it out over the pan. When you cook it, you can cook it how you like it. So it's really just like oven fried chicken. And honestly, that much oil don't get soaked up in the chicken. Alright, I got that going. Bring you back when I get ready to dip the chicken. Okay, again, as I stated tonight, I'm making a lot of chicken. So my daughter will have some to take to work and everything. So I also have a couple of chicken breasts that I've laid out that I'm going to cut into strips. So, but here's my chicken tenders, or chicken tenderloins. Let's see if you can see. I don't dip it in egg or nothing. I just coat it real good. Shake off any excess. And lay it in my pan. Now, I have my oven because that night I had my oven cooking at 450 degrees Fahrenheit because of the potatoes I was cooking. So, I honestly think it was due to the high temperature and the amount of oil that I had in the pan. And it didn't take it as long to cook. Now, I won't bring you back when I go to put it in the oven or anything like that, because I'm showing you this now. So, and I cook it in the middle of the oven. And I'm going to say halfway between cooking time to turn your chicken. And I can't give you a direct time because you're going to cook your chicken till it's done. So, I look at it and I can kind of tell when it starts to brown up on the bottom. About 10-15 minutes, and then I turn it. And when I take my tongs to turn it, before I just flip it, I actually put my tongs on there and kind of wiggle it to make sure it's not sticking, and then flip it over. And then just cook it till it's done. And that's when I will bring you back, when this is done. And we're ready to try it. Again, I know this may seem confusing, and some people's going to disagree with how I've done it, the amount of oil I've used and everything, but this is me cooking for my family. And so, and some people are going to complain about the amount of talking in it, but again, you can fast forward it. And these chicken tenderloins right here are actually froze, because my daughter just laid them out. So it is still cooking the amount of time because of this high temperature that I'm using. So anyway, sorry about all that, but I will bring you back when it's ready. Okay, and here is my chicken. And again, the one that I already tested. It's just so good and moist and tender and everything. So, and cooking with that high temperature, it don't take it long to cook at all. So now it's time for me to try a bite for y'all. It's delicious, and it's become a family favorite. And of course, that night it was just exceptionally good, and this is too. So anyway, thanks for watching. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, comment, because I love hearing from you. And until my next video, I hope you enjoy. Now let me go because my family's starving. Bye, y'all.